If you've been scrolling through endless UPS options, watching video after video about wattage, run times, and smart features, and you still feel a little stuck, you're not alone. It's easy to get lost in the technical jargon and wonder whether you'll end up spending a lot of money on a unit that either over-delivers or falls short when the power flickers. I've been in that spot more than once, so today I'm breaking down the APC Smart UPS RT3 kVA tower model and why it might finally give you the confidence to click Add to Cart. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First, let's talk about the kind of environment where a 3 kVA tower UPS actually makes sense. Picture a small to medium office that runs a handful of network switches, a couple of workstations, maybe a modest server or a NAS for backups. Those devices don't need a data center grade solution, but they can't afford an abrupt power loss. Either one unexpected shutdown can corrupt a database or bring down an entire sales floor for hours. The Smart UPS RT is built for exactly that sweet spot. It's big enough to handle several devices at once, but it stays within a footprint that fits under a desk or in a server rack without demanding a dedicated room. What people most often worry about with any UPS is the runtime. How long will it keep things alive when the grid quits? With the RT series, the battery pack is sized to give you roughly 10 minutes of full load backup. In a real office that looks like you lose power, the UPS kicks in, your servers get a clean shutdown script, your workstations save any open files, and the building's generator, if you have one, has time to kick on. 10 minutes isn't a marathon, but it's precisely the window most IT admins design their shutdown procedures around, and it's far more useful than a UPS that can only hold the lights on for a minute or two. Another practical point is the smart part of the name. This isn't just a battery that turns on, the unit talks to your network via Ethernet, letting you monitor voltage, battery health, and load levels from a web portal or through APC's PowerShoot software. I've seen this in action on a friend's co-working space. When a surge hit the building, the UPS logged the event, sent an email alert, and the admin could see exactly which devices were drawing power at the moment. That visibility can save you from the classic "I thought everything was fine" until the next morning's crash report. It also means you can schedule battery tests during off hours without having to physically open the case. Now, who should definitely consider this model? If you're running any kind of critical IT equipment, servers, storage, point-of-sale terminals, or a small video editing workstation where an abrupt power loss would mean lost revenue or data, the Smart UPS RT is a solid middle ground. It also makes sense for home office power users who have a couple of monitors, a desktop PC, and a Wi-Fi router and want the peace of mind that a power outage won't corrupt a work project. The price point is higher than a basic line interactive UPS, but the added network management and the ability to scale battery capacity later make it a worthwhile investment for those who need reliability without stepping into enterprise-grade gear. On the flip side, if you're only looking to protect a single laptop or a tiny router, you'll probably end up paying for capacity you never use. In those cases, a cheaper 600 VA UPS does the job and leaves more budget for other accessories. Also, if you're a pure gamer who's only concerned about preventing a sudden shutdown during a session, the Smart UPS RT's 10-minute runtime is more than enough, but the network management features may feel like overkill. In short, the unit shines when you have multiple devices that must stay online together, and it loses its edge when you only need to protect a solitary gadget. Let's talk about the practical strengths that become evident once the unit is in the field. First, the tower form factor is surprisingly quiet. The internal fan only ramps up when the UPS is under a heavy load or during a battery test, so you won't hear a constant hum in an office environment. That matters if you're placing it near workstations. Second, the battery replacement process is tool-free. You pull the rear panel, slide out the old pack, and click the new one in. No need to wrestle with cables or risk voiding a warranty. That ease of maintenance is a real time saver for small IT teams that can't afford a dedicated UPS specialist. On the downside, there are a couple of hidden trade-offs. The unit is a bit heavier than a comparable line interactive model, so moving it after installation can be a two-person job. Also, while the network interface is handy, you'll need to set up an IP address and make sure it doesn't clash with your existing DHCP pool. For a completely non-technical user, that extra configuration step can feel intimidating. Finally, the default battery.